ordained for over 30 years, the fact that my vocation has led me into universities on the one hand, and into cathedral and diocesan work on the other, means that I have conducted fewer funerals and memorial services than most clergy manage in their first 2 or 3 years. Seldom have I stood at a deathbed. But whereas I obviously have a lot to learn firsthand about all these matters, I think I have made up for it by soaking myself, in a way that many don't have the chance to do, in the life and thought of the early Christians. As I do that, I regularly return with a sense that their voice has not been disbelieved, but simply not heard at all. My aim in this book is to bring their beliefs to light, and I hope to life, again in the conviction that they offer not only the best hope, but also the best grounded hope that we have, and, what's more, a hope that joins up, as I have said, with the hope that ought to energize our work for God's kingdom in the present world. At the second level, then, the book is about the groundwork of practical and even political theology, that is, Christian reflection on the nature of the task we face as we seek to bring God's kingdom to bear on the real and painful world in which we live. I apologize to librarians that this may cause confusion. Is the book to be catalogued with eschatology, death, judgment, heaven and hell, or politics? Here, too, a disclaimer is in order. I am not a politician, though it is true that by virtue of my office I am a member of the British House of Lords. I have neither run for public office nor campaigned actively in terms of the sheer hard work of speaking, writing, marching, cajoling for many of the causes in which I believe. I have tried to put my shoulder to the wheel by other means, but the subjects in which I have specialized and the pastoral situations I now face every day, in a diocese several parts of which suffer severely from the faceless cruelties of the last 50 years, have forced me to think through some of what a Christian should be saying and thinking about rediscovering hope in the public and political world. As I have done so, I have found these two themes of hope again and again joining themselves together. I freely hand to potential critics these two disclaimers, my inexperience in both grief and politics, and my hope that nevertheless the surprise of the Christian hope in both areas will re-energize and refresh those who work, more than I have been able to do, with both the dying and the dispossessed. One more general word of introduction. All language about the future, as any economist or politician will tell you, is simply a set of signposts pointing into a fog. We see through a glass darkly, says St. Paul as he peers toward what lies ahead. All our language about future states of the world and of ourselves consists of complex pictures that may or may not correspond very well to the ultimate reality. But that doesn't mean it's anybody's guess, or that every opinion is as good as every other one. And supposing someone came forward out of the fog to meet us, that, of course, is the central, though often ignored, Christian belief. This book grew out of lectures that were originally given in Westminster Abbey during the course of 2001. Some of these were reworked as the Stevenson Lectures in Sheffield, England, in spring 2003. Some were given in Holy Trinity Church, Guildford, also in spring 2003. Some were reworked again into the Didsbury Lectures at the Nazarene College in Manchester in October 2005. Others found their way into church study days in St. Andrew's Church, Charleston, South Carolina, in January 2005, in St. Mark's Episcopal Church, Jacksonville, Florida, in March 2005, in City Church, Newcastle, England, also in 2005, in St. Mark's Theological Centre, Canberra, Australia, in April 2006, in a consortium of churches in Roanoke, Virginia, in March 2007, and, in the form of the Faraday Lecture, in Cambridge in May 2007. I am extremely grateful to all those who invited, welcomed, and hosted me on all these occasions, and particularly to those who, by their questions and acute comments, helped me think through the issues further and avoid at least some mistakes. I am grateful to the Ship of Fools website for commissioning the piece included at the end, and for permission to republish a lightly amended version of it here. My thanks, too, to Dr. Nick Perry.